Hi, this is Sanjay Sharma, and you are tuned to our very special conversation program called Sir, Let Me Tell You, where we invite students who are about to graduate or have recently graduated to impart and reflect on what they have learned and how they plan to apply in their lives, both personal as well as professional. This initiative stems from a startling realization. During a recent discussion with the students, I was pleasantly surprised to notice that they accumulated way more knowledge than I remember sharing during the class discussions. It was a real treat listening to them with their level of sophistication in articulating ideas, concepts, and theories. Frankly speaking, I felt so privileged witnessing their transformation as their teacher, mentor, or coach, and could not help but recall the Hindi verse. हर सुमन का सुरभि से यह अनलिखा अनुबंध पवन को सौंपे बिना यदि मैं झरूं सौगंध, meaning there is this unwritten contract between the flower and fragrance that the flower would not perish until it facilitates a smooth assimilation of fragrance with the wind so that it could achieve its purpose of existence or what it was meant to. For a teacher, nothing could be more delightful and rewarding than seeing motivated and diligent students come up with flying colors and excel in their fields of interest. All they need is a mentor who could assist them in figuring out a sense of direction and purpose of learning for their flourishing. This initiative is an effort to offer a platform where they can showcase their caliber and competence with confidence. Having taught in different parts of the world in different departments, I would be inviting students from political philosophy to international relations, Korean studies to Asian business management, legal studies to languages, and so on. If this is what resonates with you and you feel motivated to join us as guest students, let me hear from you. I hope you would love the program. Let's get started.
Today my guest student is Shikha Tomar. She's doing her political science major, and if I'm not mistaken, right now she's in the third year. If you look at her in the classroom, she keeps very low profile. She would not hear anything from her, but when you ask a question, then you know that you have talked to the right person. So I'm very happy that she's joining us today. Welcome, Shikha, to the program.
Thank you, sir.
Out of all the things that you are reading these days, what is that one thing that you always think that would be nice to share with people?
Yes, sir. Sir, I will be very happy to share about my views on Ambedkar. The things which motivates me to study him are the social setup which we see in our country is now also entangled in caste system, and which is very much prevalent, and how he fought for untouchability and caste system. So these are the things which I would like to talk.
Okay, so what is his background? What was his childhood like, and what was happening in his early life?
He was born on 14 April in Mo, Madhya Pradesh, and he was born into a Mahar, Dalit caste, who were treated as untouchable, and he was subjected to socio-economic discrimination. He had the first-hand experience of untouchability because he has faced in his early childhood, at school, at a job, or at everywhere. And in the later phase also, when he came back from studies, so these all things which inspired him to be the Ambedkar he has become in the later phase.
Then how did he confront it? How did he manage his childhood? I mean, for normally it becomes very difficult to to face those kind of discriminations at such an early age in the formative years. What was his mechanism? What did he do to overcome?
He had faced untouchability at his very early age, like in school when he used to go to drink water. He have not to touch the jug or the tap. He had to ask the peon for water, and he has also named it "No peon, no water." So these are the things, and also he had many experience at first hand, like the bullock carts when he was going to his father. He had experienced this untouchability. He was not carried in the public vehicle, and also when he came back from abroad to India, when he was positioned at a very much high position in a job, where there also he has faced such a untouchability, because the even the peons used to throw the files at his tables. So his mechanism was only education, because he knew that if he is not educated, then there can not be any solution to it. So he had focused on studies, and he knew that the society will not be changed unless and until there is social reforms. And to bring out those social reforms, he has led this whole eradication of untouchability. So these are the things, and Ambedkar has made education as his tool to fight from this untouchability, and in real sense he has done also, and it proved a very much necessary weapon to him.
In my understanding, he is the most educated and enlightened politician ever. I mean, the things that he has studied is law and economics and political science, and I think these three are the faculties or domains that everybody should be really well versed in. So, how did this study of law, economics, and political science help him in his youth or in his work when he was back from the study?
He was also among the highest educated Indians of his generation, because he has studied so much, and he has a library of books in his home. So he has more than 30,000 books, and he has written more than 32 books. So we can imagine how immensely or how effectively he has studied, and no one was in competition with him at that point. And even in the Constituent Assembly, he was the most educated person. So education has turned him in and out, and it proved to be like a weapon, I would say, or a catalyst to bring those changes. And also, if I would like to talk about his education, he has many doctorates. Even in 1897, when he was in only his matriculation, he had joined Elphinstone High School, and also in that he has topped even from the Mahar community. So we can imagine that at that point he was one of the highest student, the top student of his class. And also in 1912 he obtained his degree in economics, political science, and 1913 then he moved to USA for his further education. And after that he even enrolled for bar course at Gray's Inn and in London, and he also started working on his doctoral thesis, and he was the first one to do doctorate in economics, and that's so abroad. So he was a scholar, erudite, I would say. And also he has written many books like Riddles in Hinduism, Who Are Shudras, or The Annihilation of Caste, the Buddha and his Dhamma. So he has, and in addition to it, he has also researched about this religion, Buddhism. He has studied throughout his life about Buddhism, and eventually he got converted also, and he had many courses for him. Like he took 29 courses in economics. We can imagine how immense this is, and 11 in history, 6 in sociology, 5 in philosophy, 4 in anthropology, 3 in politics, and 1 each in elementary French and German. So we can imagine how such a scholar he was.
So it seems that he enjoyed studying or
Yes,
learning
sir.
about many things, huh?
Very much.
Very much. I just wanted to check, like, he was from the lower caste here or Dalit caste. How did he manage to go to US or UK or maybe in also Germany? How did he manage that? I mean, where did he get the money from?
Sir, actually, he was being given scholarships because he was a top student at that point of time, and the king of Baroda, he had financed all his studies abroad. And yes, sir, and in that also, when king of Baroda financed his whole studies, like in London, in Columbia University, and in many universities abroad. So he has also worked for him, for the king of Baroda, and for him when he came back to India, he when he went to London, he forgot that what untouchability was, because he was living in an equal environment, and no one is treating him as an inferior one. So when he came back to India, it was like for him he was feeling the sting of untouchability, I would say, because no one came for his welcome, and no one be happy for him. And when he also joined the office, no one was keen in his work. No one was interested, and the peon and even the lower rankers of that position, they were not treating him as par or as the higher official. They were throwing files at his table. They will not touch him, and even at that place, he had to ask for water because he cannot touch the jar or the tap of water. He was being given by peon. Imagine when he came after many doctoral theses after completing them, and even such a scholar was denied the basic necessity of water, like by himself. So it was overall a very much distressing incident for him. That even if I'm studied, or even I'm an educated person, much far superior in education than him, then also they are treating me like inferior. So he was distressed that education has also not brought or at par with him. He was thinking that only social reforms or the mindset or the religion which has inculcated these values in people, that this caste is superior and this is inferior. So only this caste system has inculcated in the society by religions, different religions, and in one of them is Hinduism. So this is the thing which disheartened him.
I'm listening to you. I'm just, I happen to think about it. This was at the time when, it was long ago. Do you think things have changed now in the current India, or things are more or less the same? What do you think?
Sir, I would say that many things have changed, and many have reaped benefits also. The constitutional reforms or the constitution articles or the fundamental rights, DPSPs, which are being ingrained in constitution by Ambedkar, is in somewhat lines with the untouchables or the socio-economic backward communities. But the far they have reaped benefits, I would say they have not even they are not being able to finish it, because even now we can see this is happening in rural areas. Sometimes we can see in urban areas also, because if we go in in urban areas, we will generally ask of what caste you are. So these are the things which are ingrained in people's mind, that caste is the everything, and caste is only treating people superior and inferior. But somehow I would say these constitutional reforms have given an equal place, other than the time in which Ambedkar was, because Ambedkar was even denied for basic necessities like going to temples, visiting temples, or even touching people, or for drinking water. So and even in schools he had to sit on the floor. Even he cannot study Sanskrit. So these are the things which were very much distressing. But we can see in today's scenario, that it is been changing, and I hope that this would change, because people are being aware of the education. They are educated now, as far compared to that era of Ambedkar. And now our society is gradually, I would say, coming on the I would say, on the par with the education. And also in my opinion, this untouchability has removed, because we know that in our constitution it is being prevented. And also by Article 17 we can see, and also many reforms, many articles, fundamental rights which are being ingrained in constitution helps people to achieve this. And one of the things is reservation, which uplifted the untouchables. Because if we would not provide them reservation, then how can they would be uplifted? Because they were treated not even as humans, I would say. They were dehumanized. They were treated as par with animals in society. So these are the things which had increased their social strata or position, and they are now at upper levels. They are the part of policy formation, and there are many reforms which have been taken since independence. So society is gradually accepting these things, and I hope they will let go this caste system.
What was his story that, he said that, I cannot continue staying in Hinduism? Why did he need to change his religion?
Because, sir, he chose to convert into Buddhism, because he has seen all the incidents which happened to him at first-hand experience in childhood and in later stages. So he was of thought process that this religion is not going to change. Hinduism is being caste ridden, and it is not going to change. And the thing which he can do is about this, that he can change himself. The famous quote also, he has said that I have born in Hinduism, but I will die as a Buddhist in Buddhism religion. So this is the thing which he propounded, and in my opinion, that why he changed to this Buddhism, because as we know that Buddhism is very much open about ideas, about individuals. It is not related to the society or the things, the stereotypes or the orthodox. Uh, so these are the things which intrigue this Ambedkar, and he thought this as far as with the scientific line, which he didn't consider a religion like Hinduism and Islam on this scientific line, because Buddhism, he also studied it a lot throughout his life, and like he said that no religion can be compared to it, because if a modern man who knows science must have a religion, he neither denies that one should not have a religion. He said one should have a religion, but the religion should be on scientific line. The religion should be acceptable and to all, and the religion which awares people, which make aware of the basic things like the Hinduism, in which there are many social evils which has ingrained in it. So these are the things, and also he has said that the role of religion, which has prevailed all aspects of men's life, and it is essential for men. So Buddhism is one of them, and he was enchanted by reading Buddhism, and he has also attended many Buddhist conferences. He had been to Sri Lanka also, and he also observed that men cannot live by bread alone, because he also has a mind which needs food for thoughts. So the food for thoughts can only be provided by religion, because we know that religion instills a sense of hope in a man and drive him to activity. So these are the pros of religion, and by which, but the scientific lines which he talked about, and the awareness which one religion is creating. So this all he found in Buddhism, not in Hinduism. So this also, and also he said that no society should be monotonous. The change is the nature of society, and of course of the nature. So the change are the things which we need to incorporate in today's scenario. It is not that the same thing is going on for many years. Now, like he has also burnt Manusmriti, because he thought that Manusmriti is only the thing which is prevailing caste system, or I would say the Chaturvarna system in society. So this thing also distressed him, that how this religion is somehow connected with caste system, and it will not let him go, or the caste system will not be cannot be segregated from this religion. So he somehow understood that he had to change. He need to convert to Buddhism, because he was enchanted. Sir, religion like Hinduism and Buddhism are totally in contrast, because we know that Buddhism was at one point of time was a part of Hinduism, and how it formed a new religion from Hinduism, because he knew that the caste system which is prevailing in society, which is not letting an individual, I would say, for his better development, and our society needs to take a hold on individual in particular, because an individual, if he would not be given liberty, or he would not be treated as equal, then how can there be development of overall personality? And religion like Hinduism is somehow a sort of religion which is lagging behind in individual development, and also it is ridden with caste system and Chaturvarna system, and it is not letting it go off. and due to which the Hinduism is not developing and not progressing. It is not a progressive religion, and whereas Buddhism was formed on the basis of the individual development and the awareness one person has. So Buddhism itself formed or segregated from Hinduism at the line of caste system, and how Lord Buddha made aware, and how he made aware his disciples about the whole society concept. He was not about he followed the Dhamma, which is like everyone's happiness is foremost, and it should be taken in consideration, like Bahujan Sukhaye Bahujan Hitaye. So it is the thing which Buddhism preaches, and whereas Hinduism in some aspects it lacks. So I would say that there is a need for some changes, striking changes in Hinduism, because if a religion has to sustain for a longer period, then there should be some changes from time to time, because we know that in earlier times there was sati, child marriages, or widows were not able to remarry. So these are the things which were at that point of time, these were social evils. These were gradually changed. So caste system should also be changed like this only, so that this religion will go to eternity. Otherwise, this will not be. There will not be a time that this religion can also be diminished, because religion needs changes, and it should accept society, individuals, and yes, sir.
So you are saying that actually it's a nature of the nature to change all the time, right?
Yes, sir.
And as the seasons change, as the climate changes.
Yes, sir. Even nature changes.
Nature changes. So religion should also accommodate the changes in the lifestyle, in people's thinking, or maybe even technology or science, innovation, everything.
Yes,
so
sir.
that what you are saying is that Hinduism has not kept pace
Sir,
with these changes.
I would say that as we know that Buddhism teaches like jaan ke jeena, maan ke jeena. We can choose between these two things. So Hinduism is on the same lines of maan ke jeena. They are not questioning anything. They are just accepting as it is, that it is given by the society. So they are not knowing what it is. They are just following it blindly. So Ambedkar was the one who questioned untouchability, who questioned the Chaturvarna system, that how and what, on which significance or what basis it is formed. So these are the things, and also Buddhism teaches jaan ke jeena. First they know the thing, then only they preaches or teaches, or they accept it. So I would say jaan ke jeena is much better than maan ke jeena.
That's right, yeah. Because I think that that sums up very nicely, because religion name Buddha or Bodh religion,
Yes, sir.
itself comes from Bodh. Bodh is awareness. So very aptly, Jaan ke jeena hai. So that is about knowing rather than just accepting everything. I'm just thinking, did he have anything? Did he do anything to improve the women's condition in India? Because the low caste per se has problem, but within that, women's were or have been actually the biggest victims. So did he do anything on those areas?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to quote his famous lines. He said that I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. So he was, I would say, a keen feminist, and he has done so much for women. even he has said that women are most oppressed of all, because even a Dalit woman in particular, he said, because first of all she is Dalit, and another thing she is worker, and one thing that she is women only, so
Right.
she is oppressed of all, he says. And he also said that even the Brahmin women also, they are also not being given total like at par with the stage like men. They are also being treated as inferior only. And he took many ideas about women also, and he has done many things, like in 1927 when he led the Mahat Satyagraha, in which he took women as an asset to mask for this Mahat Satyagraha. So he had given a proper channel for women to portray or to preach their rights. So and also in being a law minister when he was in 1951, he also passed one will that women should also have choice to choose their partners and to divorce them, because in our society it was not that the person is marrying 1 to 3 women at one point of time and the other women are left behind. So they were not given equal rights earlier, but as we can say or see in today's scenario in constitution also, we have seen that he has done immensely for women, and he has also launched at that point of time Mook Nayak, Bahiskrit Bharat, issues related to women in his newspapers. So women were made aware by him that you also have a right to preach for your the conditions which they were suffering from. And also he also denounced some texts like Manusmriti in particular, who were preaching patriarchal norms and practices like Manu itself, or and by giving unparalleled attention to women's education. So these were the things which generally took the attention of Ambedkar towards women, and he also given the speech to communities of Vagyas, Devdasis and Jognis who were used as Devdasi in temples. He told them to give up this regressive religious practice and to live with dignity. So these were the things, and also he had many reforms in constitutions like women reservations. Also there are women reservation in panchayats. We can see the rural women are uplifted by giving them reservation, so in block panchayats. And these are the things which he considered about women. And even not even Hinduism, he has also talked about Islam, that how they are forcing women to live the way the men wants. So he also delineate Islam as non-scientific like Hinduism, and he felt that because Islam also justified slavery and the mistreatment of women. So he was totally against this, and he was also against the inequalities faced by women, and how they were being confined to religious or the household chorus. So these are the things.
He studied economics as well, not just law. So I think he was in the best position to handle a couple of, important portfolios in the politics. Can you say something about his contribution as the member or head of the Constitution Committee, and what kind of things were in his priority?
So he was in the Constituent Assembly, and he was a highly intellectual person among all the members. So he was an erudite, and the concept of social democracy he has given. So this thing which generally is not being taken care of, the thing which he said, that liberty, equality and fraternity can go hand in hand, but they cannot be divorced from each other. And for this, he also said that liberty cannot be divorced from equality, equality cannot be divorced from liberty, and nor can liberty and equality be divorced from fraternity. So these three things are interconnected, and if one is lost, then other two cannot perform the sole function of it, the sole criteria which he has decided. Like if without equality, liberty would produce the supremacy of few over the many, and equality without liberty, then the individual cannot be in proper condition to like enforce them or to build up individual aspect of himself. So he said, and he also said that I like the religion that teaches liberty, equality and fraternity. And also he given this idea, and in a constitution also he said that unless and until social democracy is not being taken care of or not being inculcated in Indian society, political democracy cannot bring anything, because we can have right to vote or right to elect our leaders, but unless and until there is not a social democracy, then how we can change this social strata of the society? Because society is entangled in this caste system very much that it is being impossible for this caste system to be eradicated, because eradication of caste system is the most important thing we have to do in the society from the grassroots level. Not only because we know in today's scenario also we can see that many people are being given reservations, and they are highly intellectuals also. But at the same time we can see that other person, if he is poor also, the upper caste Hindu, he is poor also, then also he would say that what they are not considering his value, not in education terms or not in money terms also. They are being treating him as an inferior. So this is a thing which Ambedkar knew, and he brought this concept of social democracy. And also he had when he became law minister, he brought many bills like Hindu Code Bill for women and for their equality among men and women, the brother and sisters, that they can have equal share in their father's property. And also he had brought many bills, and dowry bill also they have brought, and also to eradicate dowry. And in my opinion, the reforms which he had taken at that time, if he would not be able to do those things, then today the conditions which the SC and ST communities or the untouchables are feeling, they would not be able to get the same equality that they were not they are getting now in present time. So these are the things. And Ambedkar also had many contrasting views with Gandhi, because Gandhi was one of the leader. He treated caste system as an important part of this religion, Hinduism. So he was of the opinion, Ambedkar, that when caste system will not be eradicated, then there will not be any equality. But Gandhi at one point of time is saying that caste system is an important part of religion. It cannot be eradicated. We can only bring equality by socially awareing the people. Like he had named Harijans. So Ambedkar also said that how can you name Harijans? Then they are not. Don't treat them as inferiors by saying this. So these were the things, and also he criticized Gandhi also. He said, "Who said he is Mahatma?" Because so these were the contrasting view. As Gandhi was adamant that caste system was basis of Indian society and majority in Hindu community. So he didn't reject the social structure, but at the same point of time, Ambedkar completely, even he had won the Manusmriti. He was totally in defiance with religion. Like he was not going to preach, or he was not accepting those religious values which are separating communities or which are treating them as untouchables. So Ambedkar rejected this idea, and he has also rejected ideas of Mahatma Gandhi, like the unit of village administration, because he said that village administration is only one thing, because village is the same thing by which untouchability has taken shape in Ambedkar's view. But Gandhi taken village as an unit of administration, and Ambedkar treated as a place where this untouchability in caste system has born. So these were the contrasting views, and he was not going to accept this village as an administration, as he thought that it is a breeding ground for caste discrimination and communalism in particular. So he was not in mood of accepting Gandhi's views, and he was totally defied his views, because he also said in his annihilation of caste that he is not going to treat, or he is not going to accept this religion, and he is the social structure which this religion has created, the education, the lack of education, and the poverty which has entangled people because of this untouchability. And he totally defied this religion views, and won Manusmriti also.
It's interesting. I mean, because I think you have very rightly juxtaposed these two people, Gandhiji and Ambedkar Sahab. That reminds me of John Rawls' theory of that veil of ignorance. You remember? I think in the class we studied, in which
yes, sir, I remember.
Yeah, you have to figure out actually what kind of society you want, and
yes, sir.
you're not yet born. Huh? So thinking about the veil of ignorance, and suppose if you are given a choice, whom would you choose? Would you choose Gandhiji, or you would choose Ambedkar Sahab?
Sir, I would totally accept Ambedkar's views, because we knew that religion needs changes, and Gandhi was not sort of changing the religion's social strata, the caste system, and we knew that caste system is not going to be eradicated, and the untouchables will not get their share of equality among other people. So Ambedkar's views were relevant at that point of time also, and even today I feel Ambedkar has relevance in his views, because social strata not only curtails the freedom of an individual, like untouchable I would say, but also it lags behind the development of country, because if the society is fragmented into subdivisions, and like we see in communalism also, like the religions are bifurcated or segregated, and their views are contrasting. And in religion and in caste system also, one is treating another one is inferior, one is superior. So these are the things which are not letting each other to survive in the society, and which creates many hurdles in the way of development of a particular country. And Ambedkar's view was were progressive, and it is a type of it is taking you into a progressive nature, in a progressive way. So I would definitely treat Ambedkar as, in this context, in caste system, as far superior than Mahatma Gandhi's views.
Okay, that's good. If I ask you, after having read Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Ambedkar, or especially in this case Dr. Ambedkar, how has he influenced you as a person? I mean, think about Shikha before having learned about Ambedkar in detail, and Shikha after reading him. What changes has it brought to you?
Yes, Ambedkar, after reading Ambedkar, I have experienced, or I have been influenced by his teachings. It's how ardent reader he was. At that, in dire circumstances, when he was not even being provided basic necessities like drinking water or being treated equal in classes when he was studying. So we can know the social or the strata or the condition of Ambedkar's mind at that point of time, that how he was feeling as untouchable and how he overcome all the obstacles and he became the architect of Indian Constitution. So these are the things which influenced me, that how he changed his own destiny by education. And education is the most powerful weapon, I would say. And in Ambedkar's case, it has proved immensely that being an educated person, he not only changed his life, but whole social strata, like society, which was being ridden of caste system, which was entangled in this untouchability or the social segregation. So, being coming from an untouchable community and to being an architect of Indian Constitution, it takes much from him, because he has transformed everyone's life. Even today, he is transforming everyone's life, and people are thanking him that he has done such a great thing for them. The social equality he has provided, the constitutional legal equality, everything which he provided, people owe to him. He should be revered, I would say.
Do you think that here in India many people really read him, or they just get second-hand knowledge from listening from to others?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
In my opinion, sir, most of the time people generally tend to read the second-hand knowledge of him. If one person should be interested in reading him, he should definitely, I would say, read his autobiography, Waiting for a Visa. It is written in such a way, and how Ambedkar can influence you, what are the circumstances he has faced, or the atrocities he has faced in his early times, when a child is not in a mind to, we can compare ourselves only, like a student who is sitting in an air-conditioned room and he is being lethargic to read books or some sort of gaining knowledge. But at that point of time, when Ambedkar was treated as untouchable, he was being set on floor, unlike other students. What mindset of him at that point of time, how he was feeling. So these are the things which we should learn from Ambedkar, and definitely people or the ardent reader should give a take on his autobiography and should know the real incidents which he faced. So waiting for a visa is a must read for them.
Right. Actually, good that you mentioned. I just wanted to, because we are approaching already the end of our talk. So I wanted to ask you, for those who are listening to you right now, and if they want to learn more about Ambedkar or his ideas, ideologies, something about the caste system, its pros and cons. I would say pros and cons because Gandhiji had a different idea and he has a different idea. So besides his autobiography, are there other sources that you would suggest people to read, or you think autobiography gives a good condensed idea?
Yes, sir. In addition to autobiography, I would say riddles in Hinduism or Who Was Shudras, his famous books, and the annihilation of caste, which he was supposed to speak in an annual conference, but he was being prevented from speaking because it was his radical ideas about the Hinduism or the caste system. So he published in his book, that is Annihilation of Caste. It is a must-read book, and also the Buddha and his Dhamma, how he all life researched on Buddhism and finally got converted to Buddhism. So these are the books which one person can read if they like.
I would like to thank you for taking time and talking to me and telling all these things. I'm quite sure. This is just so fascinating.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me.
Yeah. If
I would like to conduct more sessions.
Of course, that's what I was saying. So if the occasion comes, we can. You can join together again and we talk about something.
Yes, I would love to, sir.
Wonderful. So, thanks a lot. And this was Shikha Tomar with us. She's a political science honors program undergrad student at the moment. And I think she's finishing her study this year. This is your third year, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, thanks, Shikha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.